Okay, so now we get into the entry mode, and the entry mode that we decided to go with was actually the joint venture. And there's a couple reasons. We chose 5 reasons that we thought this was the case, and number 1 being less risk. Number 2 is the local expertise. Number 3 being the faster time to market. Number 4 being government incentives. And 5 being adaptability. So less risk. So we chose the joint venture because the main reason is it has less risk tied to it. So one would be that we share the financial burden. By this we mean that we're able to take a bigger jump and take more risks, and we're more willing to innovate because we don't have such a financial burden from the corporation. So number 2, it's easier to enter. So we have some complex markets like Japan and the US that are kind of the big dogs in the industry. And so without a joint venture, it'd be much harder to enter to the market and the industry. We already have relationships and industry knowledge, so we don't have to start from scratch, which would be way harder. So the next one was local expertise. So local expertise, one being we have access to existing infrastructure and distributing partners. So this meaning that we have procedures in a place that would take years usually to facilitate. We have our distributing partners who have years of good relationships with other partners in place. So once again, we hit the ground running. We don't have to start from scratch and build those relationships from the ground up. And then local knowledge. We wouldn't have to learn the local knowledge of local labor, regulations, and consumer preferences. There's a lot of gray area in this, especially coming from a different culture that is really hard to learn without the local expertise. So this would be already given to us by our partners, which would help speed up our integration. The next would be faster time to market. So we don't need to start from scratch, like I said before, but specifically in the manufacturing. So we would already have a parts supplier and the facilities that are necessary for the automotive manufacturing. This significantly speeds up our entry. Next would be speed to scale matters. So evolution is crazy within this industry. We have EV cars, smart cars are coming in line. So with these, it's you can't enter the market now starting from scratch. We have to be ahead of this because it's growing so fast. Okay, and then government incentives. So government incentives like tax breaks and qualifying for local sourcing rules. So tax breaks, countries like Mexico and the US offer tax breaks and trade advantages for joint ventures that support local job creation and sustainable mobility. The next would be the qualifying for local sourcing rules. So this would help us, we qualify for local sourcing rules under agreements like the USMCA, which is the trade agreement between the US, Mexico, Canada, that replaced the North American Free Trade Agreement. So that would be a huge advantage for us. There's not as many barriers to jump. The next one was adaptability for tech and manufacturing. So this gives us access to new markets and capabilities, as well as cross-pollination of culture and skills. So one, with the access to new markets and capabilities, both partners have more bandwidth to access markets versus if we're independent. We both have our contacts and our network that we can help grow together. And then cross-pollination of culture and skills. Obviously, if we are partnering with another country, they have their skills and abilities, and we have ours, and we can combine those to have a higher capability within our skills and our cultures. Okay, and now for our pairing suggestion, we have chosen Mexico. Oops. Yeah, we chose Mexico. We were trying to decide between doing acquiring EV parts from or acquiring an EV startup in the United States, but we decided to do a manufacturing joint venture in Mexico just because it's a way easier entry, and we just think it'll be beneficial for the both of us and a better growth and scalability. And then we have our mission statement. So we wanted to encompass something kind of internationally and more so with the partnering of the United States and Mexico. So our mission statement is to deliver high quality, innovative, and cost-effective automotive components through a dynamic joint venture rooted in Mexico's manufacturing strength and powered by global collaboration. We are committed to fueling the mobility of tomorrow by supporting U.S. and international partners with precision, sustainability, and adaptability, building a future-ready supply chain that evolves with the needs of the industry. So we wanted to be future-proof and innovative. So we want our investors, as well as any partners that we may have and shareholders, that we are looking towards the future, and we will keep that in mind, as well as how big the community is rooted into us. Okay, the next thing is our vision statement. Which is to become North America's most trusted and forward-thinking automotive parts partner, driving innovation, empowering cross-border collaboration, and shaping the future of mobility, through sustainable manufacturing and adaptive growth. So once again, we wanted a future-proof. We want to really hit that we are trying to be innovative and always growing. And the last thing we have is our value statement. And our value statement is we are committed to excellence, integrity, and partnership. We believe that sustainable growth begins with ethical responsibility, respect for people, and relentless drive to innovate. Our success is built on shared values that guide every decision we make, every part we produce, and every relationship we nurture. So we really wanted to hit that we really value relationships. If we're going to have a joint venture, we really need to hit that on the head, that we value relationships and community and growth. So yeah, I just want to say, we all wanted to say thank you so much for listening to us. We really hope you take our proposition. We think this is the best path by doing a joint venture with Mexico for entry and doing parts. And I think we have a great strategy for you.